Hey guys, it's Clay from Clear Critique, and today it's another grab bag of movies that are coming out next month. Now, finding movies that are reliably coming out in September was like recruiting a DD at AA. It seemed like every day something was being delayed. October is promising to be packed like a post-quarantine corset, but let's focus on the near future. And after some scrounging, I still found some notable movies for discussion. Here are 5 upcoming movies of September 2021. As always, I'm rating each prospective film a watch, wait a while, or avoid. Make sure to subscribe if you like the video, and comment below with your own ratings for these movies. Let's do it! First up is Malignant, a horror movie by James Wan of Saw and Conjuring fame, about a woman experiencing waking nightmares of murders and discovering that these are actually premonitions. As a horror fan, I have a reticent relationship with the films James Wan directed or is otherwise associated with. Some showed potential and even creeped me out, others may as well be high-budget student films. But the main consistency is the abundance of terrible jump scares. Sure, they aren't as loud as in The Night House, seriously, what were they thinking with that? But their frequency is a transparent sign of laziness. These writers and directors either have no clue how or inclination to create genuine scares, so they deliver the filmmaking equivalent of a taser gun. And the trailer for Malignant is unfortunately promising more of that yet again. One positive here is that some of the cinematography is interesting. Lens choices, overhead shots, and the reality shift mechanic brings to mind the striking visuals of the Silent Hill movie. However, the actual quality of the CGI looks atrocious. Also, the fact that this evil force is a figure in the protagonist's past may make sense for why she's having these visions, but implies that we'll have to spend the whole middle of the film on another tired investigative plot thread. Thanks, but no thanks. Malignant comes to theaters in HBO Max September 10th, and I'm giving it an avoid. Hey Clay, are you ready for a brand new musical? Sure, what's it called? Cinderella! That's been done. Oh, but this is a remake for a new generation. That's been done too. But this time, she's Hispanic. And that's innovation? Works for us! Alright, well, did you hire a decent singer? You betcha! Award-winning singer Camila Cabello. Well, at least she isn't GLaDOS Granger or will.i.am Smith.
Another Arabian Night.
Have ever thought that this could be?
Who else you got? Pierce Brosnan! 007's in this? You didn't make the poor guy sing like in Mamma Mia, did you? We're not telling, but probably not. Points for that. Do the songs feel magical or whimsical, or are they just modern pop songs sung in a ballroom? Right. Who's the fairy godmother? You mean the Fab G. The Fab G? What are you talking about? Fab G. You know, like fairy godmother, but no gender. And fab. So fab. So why? We wanted to empower— No, you didn't. We wanted to seem inclusive without putting any faith or money into an original product. There it is. Is he cringy? Fine. We'll cast someone for the white folk. Like James Corden. Bye. Cinderella stumbles its way onto Amazon Prime September 3rd, and it gets an avoid. Next is Cry Macho, the newest character drama starring and directed by Clint Eastwood. The basic story follows a washed-up rodeo star who takes a job rescuing a young man from Mexico. I'll start by saying I love the first 30 or so seconds of this trailer. It begins with some cliché narration, telling us all about the main character's life, their flaws, and history, like the stats of a baseball card. But this all leads to this great one-liner.
I've always thought of you as a small, weak, and gutless man. But you know, there's no reason to be rude.
Lovely. From there, we meet the young man, and it's clear that this will be a father-son type bond of two unlikely characters with different backgrounds, and when I realized this, I also realized, oh crap, this is just Gran Torino. No, really, this is Gran Torino but with a longer commute. A slowly developed bond between old and young, the former of whom has a troubled past? Check. Protecting a young man from gangs? Check. Hire an actor who makes Hayden Christensen look like Peter O'Toole? Double check. The main distinction is how each film treats the idea of being macho. While both are somewhat critical of going in guns blazing, that was more of an aside in Gran Torino, while here it's the main theme. I know many hearing this now will say, Oh, here we go, another SJW Hollywood film telling men not to be men. But I think Cry Macho has more right to critique machismo because it's Clint fucking Eastwood. Now, I can predict most of the film already. The cinematography looks flat, and that young actor really concerns me. But I do enjoy the idea of listening to the wisdom of an elderly man, with some guns and right hooks thrown in. Cry Macho hits theaters in HBO Max September 17th, and I'm giving this one a wait. Second to last is Kate, a female assassin film starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Positives first, the fact that the protagonist is poisoned and thus has a 15-hour time frame to exact revenge means that the pacing shouldn't be an issue. There's no reason to slow down for too long, and the film can focus on action and keep a sense of urgency. Winstead has proven to be a capable actress. This shot of the laser sights looks good, and I'm always on the hunt for a solid flick of this genre. I'm actually working on a video about female assassin films, which ones work and why, tragically, most do not. One of the big reasons for the latter is sadly a problem in this trailer as well, and that's trying too damn hard to be cool. If you want Kate to be this ass-kicking heroine, you don't need a little girl sidekick telling us over and over.
You're like that person in a nightmare. Take no shit from no dudes.
You don't need the slow motion cigarette walk. You don't need the song saying the word savage. Christ, you might as well bring out the whiteboard. Kate at least gets hurt, which helps us empathize with her, but the try-hard is real and it's real hard to watch. The action, at least what's shown, isn't much to write home about, and the CGI car crash is Black Panther levels of amateur. I am glad, however, that this type of film is still being attempted and with a good actress. Maybe Winstead can carry it. It looks a hell of a lot better than Gunpowder Cringe. Plus, the Yakuza are always an engaging antagonist. So we can, at minimum, expect swordplay mixed with gunplay, as well as Japanese iconography and good stuntmen. Kate comes to Netflix September 10th, and I'm giving it a wait. Last up is ShangChi, a new film in the Marvel Universe about a martial artist joining a secret organization and confronting his past, and insert kung fu plot here. Let's be fair, no one is watching this for the story except for how it fits into the MCU. And that's honestly fine with me because of its martial arts trappings. Fearless is still the only film of the genre where I found the plot just as powerful as the action, and keeping things simple and even tropey is perfectly acceptable as a platform for the set pieces if those set pieces do the job. ShangChi has garnered some recent acclaim for its action, especially in the subway car fight that's available online. First, I adore the idea of using action as promotion. Forget graphics and casting, this is the best kind of flex. And there are some flex-worthy bits here when the film stops marveling at itself. See what I did there? It's a pun, because Marvel films often stop everything to crack jokes in a self-congratulatory kind of way. Why the hell are you cutting away from this fight to show Beardo the Weirdo stream from his phone? These types of cutaways are, granted, more brief than the way anime halts action, and yes, do occur in other kung fu films, but still needless and annoying. These criticisms notwithstanding, it's a cool fight. The choreography is fluid, the actor looks comfortable doing it, and the shots linger long enough to, show the action rather than hide it. Several have pointed out this moment with the jacket as being very Jackie Chan-esque, and I don't see that as a negative. Jackie Chan choreography is creative and rhythmic, and I'll take as much of it as I can get. Although I also think people praising it should watch some Jackie Chan films like The Legend of Drunken Master before they call this mind-blowing. So I'm torn on the hype. I'll come out and say it, Marvel fans are easily impressed. Even I gave Black Widow the benefit of the doubt, and boy do I have egg on my face. An early hype like this can be misleading. Remember how mediocre Bird Box was? Then again, I do recall seeing the trailer for Mad Max Fury Road and dismissing it, until everyone who got it early screening ejaculated onto Twitter, so I decided to watch it and then watched it a few days later, because it's that good. Too Long Didn't Listen version of what I just said, while the story is generic, this is an action film proudly relying on its action, and that I applaud. ShangChi hits theaters September 3rd, and I'm giving it a watch. That's it for my upcoming September roundup. How would you rate these 5 movies? Which October releases do you want covered in the next video? Comment below. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell to support the channel, and I'll catch you guys later.